Hey guys, this is Brian. I just want to give you guys a quick warning. This will be an explicit episode. Okay? So we will be talking about marijuana usage, alcohol, and swearing. So if you guys want to skip this episode, that's okay with us. We'll catch you next week. Otherwise, enjoy.
Welcome to Be Hero Fights. I'm Tom.
And I'm Brian.
And we are here to discuss
Or fuss.
over two hotly debated, highly related topics.
Last week, we finished off the great Joker tournament. And we went through 8 different portrayals of the Joker to find out who was the best. And lo and behold, Haley won. Haley from 30 Nerdy and Thriving. Haley the Brave.
Haley the Brave,
Destroyed all of the guys. The only girl in the whole tournament destroyed all of the dudes.
Yeah, all of us claiming to be comic book fanatics got taken down by Haley the Brave. Rightfully so.
Yes.
If you haven't checked her out, check her out. She does lots of cosplay on her Instagram. She's got her podcast, 30 Nerdy and Thriving, but she's also on another podcast that she's been doing. She knows her stuff, and she really did a phenomenal job, especially up against Jordan, who, by the way, how can anyone make Jared Leto's Joker relevant?
Right? Jordan, contributor for the Show Boys, did a fantastic job in that final debate. So go back and watch all 3 episodes of that tournament, round 1, round 2, and the final round of that to see how Haley got there, how Jordan somehow miraculously brought up Jared Leto as Joker up into the finals, and see how it all went out. I promise you it'll be entertaining and you guys will enjoy it.
And how Brian threw the fight against me.
To be fair, you chose Zach Galifianakis. I didn't throw anything.
You
threw it yourself.
It was either that or Cameron. That was my choice. So I chose him, yes, but it was Zach or Cameron, and Zach's Joker's way better. But we've had that discussion.
We've been there.
Go check it out.
So, all right, guys. So before we jump into this great episode and a timingly good episode, let's go ahead and catch up on some of the comments we've had from the most recent episodes.
Yeah. So this was actually on the Joker Round 2 episode. Scott says, I really enjoyed this episode, guys. Some great arguments, and my 2 cents on Leto is that if the Suicide Squad hadn't had such a bad story and script, I think he would be seen in a better light. As Jordan said, his Joker was shown in that crime boss environment and that he was a gang leader. I would have loved to have seen the film as a Harley Quinn film instead of a Suicide Squad film, because they could have dived into the toxic relationship even further and shown Leto in his darkest, best form as a gang leader and a true psychopath. That could have had Batfleck in the mix too that way. Great points made by all. Very entertaining throughout. Reminds me why I love comics and films. A lot to unpack there, but I think you're absolutely right. I think, we talked about it. The studio overreach with the Suicide Squad film really, took away, unfairly so, from Jared Leto and what he actually did versus what we got to see.
Well, and not just that, but also David Ayer's portrayal of the whole thing. After seeing how Zack Snyder's version of Justice League was tonally so different than what we got, you can see what an overreaching studio does. Yeah. So, there's obviously some missteps that were done there. Hopefully that gets changed, and hopefully we get to see more Jared Leto Joker in there. So, well, thanks for reaching out, Scott. And if you guys want to be like Scott and reach out to us, you can put a comment right here on YouTube. You can also reach us at all of our social medias at
Facebook.com/BeHeroMedia, Instagram.com/BeHeroMedia,
at Twitter at either BeHeroFights or BeHeroMedia, and everything that is BeHero at BeHeroMedia.com, including our review on the Snyder Cut version of the Justice League.
That's right. As well as Godzilla vs. King Kong. Did a review for that as well. And actually, I'm curious to see what if you guys agree with my review, because I could not give that movie one score because it is a terrible movie with the best action maybe ever made.
So go and check out the review. Comment in the review too. We'll read those comments as well if you comment on any of the review stuff.
Yeah.
But with that being said, guys, we have a very special episode.
Yes.
Special brownie variety of an episode, you'd almost have to say.
We're throwing out some solid brownie points here to the community.
That's right. So as everybody knows, this episode will be dropping on April 20th. As most people know, April 20th as the day of 420.
Yes. And all the shenanigans that come with that. Now, of course, we've done many episodes with alcohol and everything like that. As always, whatever your what am I trying to say? Whatever your poison of choice is, be responsible.
Yeah.
Start with that.
Now, we're not directly saying marijuana or alcohol or anything else, where both alcohol is legal in pretty much everywhere. Marijuana is becoming more legal in everywhere. Those might be the ones we're using as representation, but there are a variety of things that you can get the variable munchies on. I know myself.
Going too long without eating, for example.
Right. I am not a huge eater against what my physique tells you, but
Hey,
I'll tell you what.
You are one beautiful bastard.
I am, though. If you put a thing of lasagna or pizza in front of me, I will demolish that stuff. And that's kind of relevant towards like what a munchie is, right? A munchie is something that you have to have right then and there. Pregnant women get munchies all the time. My wife, definitely.
I'm tell her you said that.
It's the other way around. She totally owns me, not me owning her. But my wife's, one of her biggest munchies she had was spicy food and steak. That's all she ever wanted when she was pregnant with both my girls, constantly. So there's a variety of ways of getting munchies. So we're not talking that you have to do any legal or illegal substances to acquire those munchies, but what you do once you get them. Specifically, what things you choose to eat and drink while you have them.
That's right. And so we are going to have a little bit of a debate today, but because this is... I mean, how do you just debate on what's the best thing to snack on for 40 minutes? We are going to debate, but we're also going to have story time.
That's right. But before we jump into any of that, of course, we can't do this alone because we like to have a large amount of content, and we're boring by ourselves. So we're going to be bringing somebody in.
We like friends.
Friends. Speaking of friends, let's introduce you guys to Fear. Welcome, Fear.
Hey, how's it going, boys?
It's going good, man. So tell us a little bit about yourself and the podcast you come from.
For sure. So I've been doing the podcast thing since 2013. Way back in the day, I got inspired by the one and only Kev Smith, which many of us did.
All right.
And we had FYFC Studios, which some people may or may not recognize. We kind of did some things, had celebrities. It went really well. And then about a year and a half ago, everything went sour and we've rebranded. So me and MDI from the show, my wife, have our own thing called The World According to Fear and MDI, or abbreviated as TWAT FM. And so we're doing that, and we've got a gaming channel, and I've got a new show that's going to be starting up here shortly called Horror in the Pit, where I talk about metal music and horror movies and stuff like that, which is pretty much what my old show Fearcast was about. And so I'm looking forward to get back into the horror game and see what sort of, once this COVID shit fucks off, when we can get back to going to concerts and stuff.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, I'm super excited for that. My daughter has not yet gone to a concert, and she's excited to go to her first one that's coming here in Salt Lake. Sadly, it is Backstreet Boys, but it's still a concert.
Hey, it counts, man.
Yeah. Dude, live music, you're allowed to like whatever live music you want to like, and just there's nothing like going to a live concert.
It's true. Like some of my favorite concerts favorite things I've ever done were concerts. Mm-hmm. My wife and I, our second date was going to a concert that she won free tickets to. Nice. So it was super fun. It was Lifehouse in Daughtry.
Nice.
It's free tickets still, so got to go to a concert.
Speaking of, when's the worst time to get the munchies? Concerts, because like there's. What do you got? Like the ballpark stadium, like worst nachos ever. Oh, yeah. No way to.
Yeah, if you get the munchies at a concert, you're definitely getting gut rot later.
Not to mention you're like mortgaging your house to go buy a hot dog. So
for real,
I'll take a $20 beer and a $4 hot dog. Yeah. Extra grease, please.
Right.
Charge per condiment.
But with that being said, let's go ahead and start talking about some of the munchies either we've had, that we know people have had, and the things we usually do to take care of said munchies. Fear, if you want to start us off.
Sure. So I've got a story I've told on the show before. So one time I got into some edibles, which anybody that's down with the edibles. So just so you guys know, I'm from Canada, so it's legal as shit over here, and cannabis is kind of something I love. I'm definitely an advocate for it. Things might be a little bit different down there, but up here it's all about the green, baby. And so one time I got into MDI's edibles, and it was fine. And I was like, you know what? I got a hankering for some goldfish. So those goldfish crackers?
Oh yeah.
So I got one of those bags from Costco that's like the size of my car. And I was like, okay, this is perfect. I only need a little bit, I'll take this up. So I'm watching The Office and I'm giggling my ass off. I don't know how many episodes deep. I look down, I ate half of this fucking bag, dude. Like to the point where I was jamming more in my mouth and then drinking pop to like moisten it because I had fucking cotton mouth and I just wouldn't go down. And that's when I was like, bro, you got to go to sleep. Like this is ridiculous.
Oh, so that's great. I have a similar story actually to that. So here in Utah, where we're at, marijuana is not legal currently. So we're going to say I was in Colorado when this happened.
I like it. Perfect.
I, as a wrestler, I go to Colorado a lot for working shows out there. So I was out there with some friends, spending the weekend out there. And our friend and my wife went to go and get some shakes from the local shake shop nearby. And me and my buddy, we just got toasted. Oh my God, we hit so hard. And so we're sitting there watching stuff. My wife comes back with the shakes and stuff. So I'm just sitting here trying to demolish this shake. And I don't even remember what we were watching, but I was so into it. I had taken a scoop of ice cream, plopped it in my mouth, but had forgotten to swallow it. And so it was sitting in my mouth, and I was totally focused on the show I was watching. I went to go say something to my buddy as I inhale all of this ice cream, and damn near killed myself on the ice cream. It's so bad.
That would definitely be a party foul to choke and drown on ice cream. Right. How'd he go? The way he wanted to go, I swear.
Yeah. Again, if you see my physique.
That's great. Yeah, I actually haven't. So I'm new to the whole marijuana scene, so I haven't really dabbled with a whole lot. I haven't really gotten the munchies from that, and that's mostly because when I have done it, it's usually I'm a lightweight, so it just knocks me out like super fast. Just fall right to sleep. Best sleep you ever get, right? But with alcohol, I get the worst munchies, and usually it's just like a hankering for chips and salsa. For me, there's just nothing quite like some fresh pico de gallo and some tortilla chips. You shush. Love pico. Any salsa really, but yeah. But there was one time. And actually, this was while I was high. I was high, but I had just like I had a wild hair up my ass. I had a New York strip in my fridge, so I went through the work. It took me like 30 minutes, but I did a nice reverse sear and just like lathered that thing in garlic and butter, and it was so satisfying. Maybe a little too much effort, but it was perfect.
No, that's part of it. You become some sort of like chef, and you're just like, you know what, man, I could probably make this filet mignon right now.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
And it doesn't matter if you fuck it up. It's still going to be the best tasting shit you ever had.
Right. Yeah. Well, we actually have in my family we have a running thing now off of food from when both me and my buddy were stoned and drunk, which we call Prego Surprise. So his wife at the time was super pregnant. She was like 8 months pregnant, and she just really was hankering for like chili dogs. But we didn't have buns, and we were too. Well, me and him were too drunk and stoned to drive there. My wife wasn't there yet. She was still at work. So we were looking through the stuff, trying to figure out what we had. Like, it was a full-on episode of Chopped, right? We were trying to figure out what we had in the cupboard and everything else. And we had sausages, and we had chili, we had jalapenos, we had cheese, and we had tater tots. So my infinitely diminishing brain thought, it'd be great. Let's make this into a casserole. Full on, like, deconstructed chili dog casserole. So I threw it together, tots on the bottom, layered chili, cooked up the sausages and cut them up and put them in there. Another layered chili, a bunch of cheese, jalapenos on top. Full on deconstructed chili dog casserole. Threw it in the oven. My wife gets home. She's like, "What is that smell? It smells good." I'm like, "Good. It's not just me stoned." And dude, it is not only still one of the best things I ever came up with and made. We have that regularly, and we call it Prego Surprise because our friend was pregnant when we created it, and it has been a staple in my house ever since.
Damn, I could murder some of that right now. Like, I might have to make that shit.
Dude, it's so good. I also do a little bit of garlic and butter, like melt it in there. So when I put the tater tots down, I'll put a layer of that on the bottom for the casserole and stuff. Dude, it is so bloody good. It is very acidic, though. I've been trying to find something to help cut that acid with it, but still, so good.
Oh man, there was one time for my one of my best friend's birthdays. This was one of the first times I ever got high. Actually, I was still like getting used to it, and we'd been drinking. It was my friend's birthday, and then someone pulled out one of those vape pens or whatever for it, and I was like, this isn't gonna do anything. Little did I know, it does. And so we go downtown, we go to this bar, and there's a taco truck just sitting out there. And by this point, I am so cross-faded, I don't know which way is up, but I got some what was it? Chorizo. I got a chorizo burrito, and I don't remember eating it other than I remember it being the best thing ever.
It was so good. What it tastes like, I don't remember, but it was good.
It was just that whole night was just a blur.
Oh man.
That's sweet, man. I was just gonna say, jumping back to that whole chili thing.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to munch on, especially like we're coming out of the winter season. Thank the Jeebuses, because it's been wild. But I love a chili cheese dog.
Yeah.
And when I'm stoned, much as I usually am on Sundays when it's football time, I turn into like one of those I did some movies in college kind of people where I'm just taking the whole dog and just jamming it down my throat. And after like 3 or 4 of those, I'm like, holy fuck, did I just like chili bukkake myself? What the fuck is all over me? So, yeah, man, that shit is deadly. But that's definitely a good munch.
Oh man, you're hired.
Yeah, it's hard to come back from that. I know.
Right. 2 stories actually that came to mind off of both of what you guys said. So, once again, in my younger days, being more of a stoner than I am now, me and a buddy of mine went and demolished $100 on a Taco Tuesday from Del Taco, the tacos there. So Taco Tuesday, there are 3 tacos for $1. We dropped $100 on tacos and demolished all of them while watching Lord of the Rings, like all 3 Lord of the Rings as the expanded like editions over that like 9.5, 10 hours worth it, dude. Oh my God. It was the best version I've ever watched, Lord of the Ring. But another one is, drunk, not so much stoned, but drunk. It was the first time I decided to make a Canadian staple of yours, sir, poutine.
Hey!
I made some homemade poutine. The very first time trying it, we had just bought a deep fryer. So we wanted to get nice crispy French fries, and we used some brown gravy because we didn't have any poutine gravy, and we happened to have some cheese curds because a friend of ours had just gone to a place in Utah, southern Utah, that makes like these great homemade cheese curds. So they brought that back, and it was these white cheddar cheese curds, and dude, it was the bomb. That's another staple in our house now is poutine that we make all the time ever since then. Now, sometimes we do shredded cheese and tater tots, so we call it poor man's poutine, but still, it's so good. I love poutine.
Oh, absolutely. Just like you said, man, as long as you have those sort of elements of a potato, some cheese, and then gravy, call it whatever the fuck you will, man. It's just great. We do a breakfast one where we use hollandaise sauce instead of gravy, and we throw cheese and tots and some eggs and bacon and just kind of put it in. It's like, we call it breakfast poutine, but really it's just fucking glorious.
That sounds magical. Nothing short of, actually.
Oh, dude, poutine is the greatest thing. It's like one of those things you're like, why would you put brown gravy on top of cheese fries? And you're like, bro, you don't know. You don't know, bro. So stop this episode right here. Go look up another episode of how to make poutine and create it and come back to this.
And you'll
stoned
understand.
or not, either way. And I promise you will enjoy it.
Yeah.
But all with that being said, there's a lot of great stories we've had on here. So I think it's about time, sir.
Just about. One more thing that is when I have the munchies, I've done this a couple times. You go to the gas station, you pick your chip, usually like Flamin' Hot Cheetos. You open it up and you just drench it with the nacho cheese and the chili that are meant for the hot dogs. And then you go buy it. God damn, that's so good.
My grandmother, who does not get stoned, but I'm pretty sure based off of the food processes she eats, should be. She does the same thing with like Lay's potato chips as plain chips. She'll do that with some Red Devil sauce. So just literally buy the bag, cut open the bag in half, and just be like drenching Red Devil hot sauce all over that. Yeah, that woman should be stoned. In fact, I really want to see that now. But with that being said, guys, so
I want to be part of that episode.
Right? Oh my God. I mean, again, another thing to go look for here on YouTube.
If we get 1,000 followers, Brian will make this happen.
If you guys haven't seen it here on YouTube, go watch Three Grandmas Stoned. It's literally what it sounds like. A guy up in Washington records three grandmothers getting stoned for the first time and seeing their reactions. He does it with other ones too, like cops and stuff. But like the grandmas are the funniest ones. It is so funny. So pause this, go watch that, come back.
Yes.
And please come back. We need the watch time.
Yeah, we'll wait.
All right, guys. So what we're going to do in this episode is going to be short, but out of everything that we've talked about so far about the stories and things, we are going to try and decide what is the best item when you have the munchie to have for that. Now, it's all going to be relative because everyone's tastes are going to be different. But there are just some things like Prego Surprise where you just hear that and you're like, bro, I got to get that, right?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is myself and Fear we're going to debate which one or which item that we're bringing to the table is the best and why. Tom will judge. He is sober currently. So
yes.
After
After last night, I'm going to be sober for a while.
So, all right, guys. So what we do here, Fear, if you haven't heard, is we go into 3 rounds. Round 1 is our opening salvo. So a little bit about what the item would be and why it is the best option. And then round 2, we rebuttal each other's statements about that and have a little conversation / argument / full-on fight about it. And Tom may add in a couple of questions to try and continue the conversation. And our final round will be our final thoughts, everything that we're trying to push as our final statement of why that item is the best and that Fears is the worst.
Motherfucker.
So, all right, guys. So let's go ahead and get into round 1.
Round 1. Fight!
All right. Fear, go ahead and tell us what your item is and why it's the best.
Okay, so my favorite go-to when I'm stoned is taco salad. And so with it, and the reason why this is the best, sorry, Brian, is because there's so many variations of what you can do. Personally, what I like to do, you've got your lettuce, you've got your cheese, you've got your croutons, you got your bacon bits, and then I like to crush up some Takis Fuego on top of that bitch. So that way I got some heat, I got a little bit of dairy. I usually throw some ranch on that bitch. And then, boom, that's what I'm talking. I'm going to Flavor Town, baby.
There you go. Guy
I
Fieri
love
be
it.
very happy with you.
Suddenly I'm hungry again, and I just had the most
There you
massive
go.
lunch.
Yes. Oh, man. That is a really good option, honestly. In fact, I want to try the Takis now on top of a taco salad. That sounds fantastic.
that's genius. And
Yeah.
like Takis are great. I used to when I worked in a call center, I would get out of the vending machine. They had cottage cheese and Takis. I don't know why, but like they're just right next to each other. And believe it or not, when you're bored as fuck working in a call center, yeah, just dipping Takis and cottage cheese actually is surprisingly good. It sounds terrible. I know. I understand it sounds horrible, but it's good.
So I think Tom may have just won this.
Yeah, I was just thinking, oh man, he fucking had the right answer.
Right?
The universe showed it to him. It's like, we put this together, you do the rest.
Anyways,
The problem is, and you don't know because it's a call center, that it was not originally cottage cheese when I went into the vending machine. It became cottage cheese. So, all
He's
right,
like, oh shit, this one's blue cheese.
not anymore. All right. So for me, the best item for a munchie, and I have had this, a variety of this at different places, as my answer to my munchie is what's known as the chubby, and not what you're thinking. So
Wait a minute.
if you've ever gone to
Hold the
About
phone.
Time, they have a version of this now, but this is not one of the first places I had it. There's a place here in Salt Lake called Copper Creek, which is the first place I had it, and they have varieties of the same kind.
Oh, yeah.
But About Time, the pub that's pretty across the board, has it, and the other pubs I've been to have it as well. What it is it's a variant of a burger, either a steak burger or big fat, quarter pound burger or something like that. But instead of buns, they use grilled cheese sandwiches. Okay? So you have a grilled cheese sandwich, a hamburger patty, grilled cheese sandwich. And one about time is they crust it in Parmesan cheese for the buns. But other places have it where you can have it with like a bacon ranch version.
Mm-hmm.
There's a jalapeno version,
Yep.
all kinds of stuff. I make these at home too occasionally with my wife. So having that with a side of garlic fries there is nothing better. You literally get everything that you ever want. It's a version of a patty melt, but instead of having to have the cheese on top of the burger, you have cheese all throughout that bitch. It is so good. It's insane, and you can never finish it. It's so massive too, because usually, like when you get them, either the patty is massively big or the buns are like the whole thing's massively big. Like the one at Copper Creek it's easily got to be like that big, right?
Yeah.
It's about the size of your head. We just had that for lunch, in fact, just
Yeah,
now,
just a couple hours ago.
and I only ate like 2/3 of mine. Of course, Tom's the fat kid ate all of it.
I demolished it. Yeah.
But I only ate 2/3
boy.
of mine. But when I've been some variant of high stoned or inebriated, I have demolished more than one of those at a sitting. Okay, they are fantastic. There is nothing I've ever had that's better that hits everything for when I'm stoned.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you go to Copper Creek, just because they have the varieties. They have that Chipotle one, the jalapeno one, bacon and ranch, and that's the variety that you get from Copper Creek, and they were the inventors of it as well. So
Yeah, it's so good.
yeah. Okay, so I'm going to ask you both a couple questions though.
We got to go in the round 2 to rebuttal.
Oh, that's right. That was a good opening salvo.
Yes.
I promise I'm sober.
No.
Round 2. Fight!
So yeah, let's dive into round 2. Take each other down, and then I will have some questions for you. But I'll let you fight this out for a minute first. So, round 2.
All right, Fear, take it away.
Oh man. Okay. Well, it's tough because the chubby does sound good, but is it as customizable as the taco salad? I think not. There are different options and different varieties, but at the end of the day, you're still going to have grilled cheese and hamburger. I think that's not going to hold up against the ability to build your own salad. You can have whatever type of cheese. You want some goat cheese? You want some cottage cheese that was in a vending machine? Bitch, you can have it all. Whatever you want to throw in that shit. That's not even talking about the 500 different varieties of salad dressing you can throw on that bitch. I just don't see it competing. I feel like I get it. It's a hefty burger. You got your cheese and stuff. But at the end of the day, nah.
See, with the chubby, there is the variety. You can have any topping that you want. Any topping that you could put on a burger or not on a burger. I mean, you're stoned, so it doesn't matter what you're putting on that bitch. But with a salad, like, there's only a variety of things that there's a finite amount of things that you can put into a salad, taco or otherwise. I'm not going to put barbecue sauce into a salad, but I will put barbecue sauce into a chubby, right? So there's only so many things that you can do with taco salad. So the other half to that is it's a bloody salad, yo. If I'm getting the munchie, what I'm having is not going to be healthy, right? And the chubby, as great as it's not healthy. Like the heart attack burger in Arizona, the chubby, right? That's how close they are to about to give me cholesterol. If I make it past 45, I will be surprised, right? I'm going to put on my tombstone, death by chubby, right? That's how this is going to happen. Or possibly death by ice cream if I get stoned anymore.
That's true. And you know, I feel that, but you could ground up that chubby and put it in my salad, baby. That could be the meat to my salad, a chubby salad.
Oh, that sounds like a horrible Lorena Bob topping. Oh, man.
I'll take the chubby, please.
Right? But yeah, you could put it in the salad, but then at that point, you're having the chubby as a taco salad instead of having you're not going to do the other way around. The chubby by itself is a great standalone thing. You can have the chubby all day, every day, and you can have the variety of putting the chubby into things as a taco salad. I just had this great thought, and this is 100% a full-on stoner thought. So I don't know how Canada does it, but here in the U.S. we do a lot of county fairs where we deep fry all variety of things. Yeah. I just imagine deep frying and battered deep fried a chubby. That's going to be fantastic.
That's too much. That's too much.
No. I didn't know. I was hoping you wouldn't have that thought because that is a tough thought for my salad to come back from.
Right?
You can't deep fry my shit. Damn it. Brought the deep fryer in this motherfucker.
Oh, that was a thing of deep fried Oreos. I'm down. Let's go. Oh, man.
All right. So a couple quick thoughts to help prompt the debate a little bit. I'm going to throw out, Brian, you said that there's only so many toppings for a taco salad versus the burger. That both of them, it's just like your imagination is the limit. So I'm not going to accept that as an argument.
You cannot put barbecue sauce on a salad.
I have barbecue chicken salads all the time.
Bam. That's what I'm talking about right
chicken.
there.
That's not barbecue in a salad.
Barbecue chicken salad. A barbecue chicken salad.
You're a horrible person.
You can buy that at Zupa's. They have it at all sorts of restaurants. It's delicious. So
look, not just because he's the judge, but I think that man's brilliant. I think he's right on topic.
You got a little brownie nose there, brother.
Special brownie points for you. Okay, so to prompt this debate along a little bit, I like what you're saying about the customizability. Both of you are bringing that up. So my biggest concern with the taco salad is when I get the munchies, I just finger food.
Yeah.
That feels like a fork food. That's not a bad thing, but you need to change my mind on that. And Brian, I guess the biggest detriment is for yours is it is really complex to make on your own, or just the accessibility of it. Okay. So fight.
All right, so go ahead and respond to his question first.
Well, I'm just saying, talk about prep time. You got to make the burger. You got to make the 2 grilled cheeses. With mine, you can be as stoned off your ass as possible. You just got to knock everything you want into a bowl, douse it with some shit. You're going to town. And I don't go fork on a taco salad. I go spoon because I'm shoveling that bitch in.
It's like a thing of cereal. Just oh man, but yeah, even with the taco salad, there's gonna be prep stuff. Like unless you do nothing but leftovers, which is plausible, you're gonna have prep time. You gotta cook that meat. You gotta chop the salad if it's not already a pre-made bag of salad, right? You gotta get all of the stuff in. With the chubby, that stuff is easily makeable. Like I do it at home, like I said before, fairly regularly at home. Just put together a couple grilled cheese sandwiches, put it on my flat grill, and then right next to that, I put the burger. The grease from the burger will help cook on the grilled cheese sandwiches, and then I can put whatever toppings I choose to put onto it at that point. Want to do some bacon next to that on the flat grill? All the better. I'm not going to lie to you, though, on doing that stone majority of the time because hot things, I usually make my wife do it, but I can do it. I have the capability of doing it just as well as I could in the taco salad.
That's what I was gonna say. You're talking. You're a high man. You don't want to be playing with fire and other things like that where you can burn yourself. Salad. Most of that shit's cold unless you want to get brave with some meat. You know.
Yeah.
But you don't even have to do that. You can just here's some shit. Whatever I got. I don't want all that prep time. I don't want to mess it. If it's in the summer, I'm gonna turn the oven on or no. I don't need any of that stuff.
With the salad though, like for me, I like salad, but I have to have some protein on my salad, right? It's required. Mm-hmm. Similarly, like we were talking about earlier with poutine, I need protein on the poutine or on my salad because I'm a meat person, and I need that kind of thing. The chubby hits all of that.
I think the chubby's hitting you back right now.
Yeah,
you keep turning the burp.
Your ass.
Oh man, it's sitting there right in my gut, right where it should be. And so it's like, oh man, that, and I'm bouncing on this energy drink that I don't want to give free advertising to, but hitting that with the chubby, it's giving me good memories.
Is it giving you good memories or indigestion?
Okay, so
because I don't think a taco salad will be ripping you up like this.
No, it comes out the other way because of the fiber.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. After you've done the deed, if you will, and the food is gone. What's gonna feel better?
That's a future Brian problem.
That's usually how I play it. When I do crazy stuff, and then MDI is like, "What's up?" I'm like, "That's sober Fear's problem. I don't give a shit about that guy. That guy ain't here right now. The guy that's here right now is Takis. The other guy's gonna have Firehole."
Yeah, like, and with the Takis, I enjoy Takis on occasion, stuff like that, and that sounds great with the taco salad. But I'll tell you right now, future Brian hates that I burn his butthole so much. And with the chubby, I don't have that problem. Like future Brian and I are good with that. Like past Brian just had the chubby, future Brian's still tasting it. We're all good.
Very nice. Very nice.
So
that's fair.
All right.
I just feel like it'd be real heavy in your guts.
It's all right now. Tom's having a problem with it, but
I mean, but I ate the whole thing.
Yeah.
you ate like maybe half.
I ate 2/3. Thank you very much. And
Ish.
if I was stoned, I would have finished the whole damn thing, and I'd still be stoned right now, not to care that there's sitting hard in my stomach. So
I feel.
All right. Let's go into the final round. Before we do, though, Fear, tell us again what's going on in your life, about your podcast, and where people can find you.
Absolutely, man. We're on all the socials. We're either at TwatFM or at Fear and MDI. Just because we're kind of in the middle of changing things over. But yeah, we're on the Facebook, and we have the podcast that's out. It's not on a hiatus right now, so we just moved provinces. The fact that I got this together for this was pretty impressive because when you guys asked, I was like, do I know where any of that shit is? Because we've only been here about 2 weeks or so, but I found enough that this happened, so our content will start to continue.
Right on.
But yeah, we also have a YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/twatfm, where we post different skits and silliness. Because we do a lot of things on TikTok and stuff like that. So check any of those out. And then each one of them will have a link to the link tree, which has all of our shit over there. And check it out, man. We do personal stories, a lot of cannabis talk, whether it's knowing what you need to know, especially for folks in Canada, what you can carry, what you should look for, that sort of thing. Because at the end of the day, we really want to change the stigma of it. I've only been smoking for a few years, and it has immensely impacted in a positive way my life. I'm not on pain meds or anything like that anymore. I don't have the anxiety that I've had, and I mean, I can't say enough good things. Plus, it's fun. You get high, you eat crazy shit, and all that good stuff. So, man, if you like funny stuff, you like stoner stuff, check it out, and we'll take care of you. I promise.
Right on. That sounds awesome. And, you know, myself, I am a advocate for marijuana as well. Again, this is Utah, so I don't do it. But when I go to Colorado or we go out to Nevada, it is something that happens. Being a professional wrestler, I'm in pain a lot. And it does help me out with that problem without having to take pain medication. So.
Yeah, it's actually adorable watching him come into work on most Monday mornings, actually. It's like, oh, God, I got hit with a chair.
Yes.
And a ladder. And
yes.
Sledgehammer. Jeez, man.
Yeah.
And
worst
we will,
still
of
is
course,
wrapping paper, by the way. The worst is still getting hit with wrapping paper.
You need to explain this real quick, actually.
Okay. So I was in a four-way street fight with three guys, right? And it was a Christmas one. So we had to unwrap the packages, and they had different things in it. Like there was a table, there was a ladder, there was a TV, there were tacks. I went through all of this, right? I went through the table, smashed into the ladder, had the TV thrown on me. Well, there was things of wrapping paper that were still sealed up in the saran wrap that the plastic that comes in it. Mm-hmm. So because that stuff is plastic, but it has a good flexibility because it's it's wrapping paper in the tube. When the dude whipped me across my back and I was bare chested, dude, I had this red mark across my back. It was the worst. I got hit with that TV hard, and still the wrapping paper was the worst.
Yeah, that's no, seriously though. Like watching you walk into work after some of those shows, you look like Jason Bourne or John Wick. Like you just been through the ringer, and you're just like,
yeah,
I've lived
happily in our daily lives. We're computer programmers, so I don't have to do much.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But we will, of course, have the links to your show and social medias in the show notes here on YouTube, as well as show notes on YouTube and podcast, all the platforms as well. So thanks again for joining us. Let's go into our final round. Final thoughts.
Final round. Fight.
In about 1 to 2 minutes, go ahead and sum up why yours is best and the other one just isn't going to cut it.
All right. Go ahead, Fear. You start off.
Like I said, you've got the customization. You can do whatever you kind of want with it. You don't have to go Fuego. If you want, you can go Dorito, etc. That's opens it up. You've got your customization with the lettuce, the cheese, the meat, the sauce, anything you want to do on it. Plus, it's not going to be super heavy. You're not going to get the meat sweats. You're not going to get all that going on. It's going to be beautiful. You can eat as little or as much as you want in one sitting. And there might be some prep time when it comes to cutting that stuff up. But I mean, that's part of the fun. Try not to cut your fingers off. It's great.
Well, you're not wrong with that. Attempting to cut your fingers off or not is definitely a high moment. With all that being said, yes, I think the salad's a fantastic idea for this, and it may be something I do in the future. But that's not what I think of, bro, when I think of, like, stoner munchy food. Like, healthy food is never that variety. And the chubby is about as far from healthy you can go without throwing some heroin needles in it. So it is going to be...
Don't do that, people.
Yeah, don't do that. The chubby is fantastic because it is literally anything that you could ever... Like, you have to have been high to think up this food, right? Putting grilled cheese sandwiches as buns, right? And on a burger, that's fantastic. The size of the burger, and yes, it might sit in your stomach like hard, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like a rock?
Like a rock, yeah. Sitting in there like...
Like eating a toddler, yes.
Yeah. But you don't worry about that when you're stoned or high or drunk. That's not the thing you're worried about, right? It's just the enjoyment of that food. And you get to have the ability of having that whole thing and enjoying it. Like, another one to go with on this would be like pizza, right? You can eat a whole pizza when you're stoned, but you only may have like a couple slices. You do the same thing, or sober, you might only have a couple slices. The chubby's the same thing. You might have half of that and then have half later because, you know, you're sober, but when you're inebriated and having a chubby, you will demolish that all the fries and your girlfriend's fries. Okay? It's going to happen. And you will enjoy yourself, and screw future Brian. He can deal with the outcome on that. You have all the customability that you could have with the salad and everything else, but it's not a bloody salad. It is fantastic food that can only be better now that I've thought about it, about deep frying.
I do like that you brought up the honorable mention, the pizza. I mean, that is kind of the key master of all inebriations, and I'm glad that both of us didn't decide to just go with pizza.
Yeah, that's the easy. That's the low-hanging fruit.
Well, and that's what I thought, and so I can definitely appreciate that. And yeah, at the end of the day, if you eat my salad, your colon will thank you.
I've never heard a girl say that to me before.
All right, so all right, that was a great debate. Some of the thoughts that I have here. So first off, you both talked about variety and customizations. Both of you made great points. I think the taco salad, I think you brought up a little bit more options there. So I think you kind of get a little bit ahead with that. However, Brian, I think you're right. Just the concept of the chubby is just a high creation.
Yes.
Like it really embodies everything that it is to be not just high, but inebriated, intoxicated of whatever your form is. So that was an excellent point as well. Both of you talked about like preparation. I do think the taco salad is probably a little bit less in the end, mostly because it's usually cold ingredients, with the exception of the if you do taco meat, typically cold ingredients. So I think that gives that a little bit of an edge there. However,
before you go on, if it's a taco salad, it's going to have taco meat or some taco like warm thing in there. If it's not, if it's just like eggs or whatever that you're throwing in there that's cold, that's just a salad.
I know, but you could do like refried beans, pull that out of the can. You could do black beans like that. There's other options for your vegetarian or vegan friendly taco salads.
That is correct. So now we have a whole other set of stoners that are glad to get involved, but they can't smash that meat baby inside them. So I'm just saying, I think that edge is there.
Here's the thing. The chubby, that's finger food. And when I'm in that state, I don't want dishes. I want as little mess as possible. The mess that I want to clean is I just want to take my shirt off and put a new one on. That's the only mess I want to clean. So I have to give a little bit more credit there as well, because it's the finger food. You just pick it up, you eat it, demolish that. That's, got a good thing going for it there. However, with, and then the salad, like you got the fork. But with that being said, like the salad does have healthy and unhealthy options. And I think where I'm going with this at this point, I'm going to give it to Fear with the taco salad. And there was one thing you said in your final argument that actually sealed it for me was when you said, you don't want the lettuce, swap it out for chips. And that took your, you don't want healthy food in your high, and threw that argument out the window, that rebuttal out the window, and you're like, fine, chips. Because,
at that point, it's nachos.
I've ordered taco salads from restaurants, and it just comes on a bed of chips.
But that's not a salad. That's nachos.
There is a difference, but I still call it a taco salad. So with that, I think that sealed it for me. You can go the healthy route, so you can be a health nut, you can be a vegan, a vegetarian. It really covers all the bases. So I am gonna have to give it to the taco salad. Fear, you win.
There we go, baby. Woo!
This is because I gave you all that crap about South Galifianakis, isn't it?
Yes.
See, that's it.
Also, like, I don't like if you're close to About Time, or you got like can Grubhub something like that, then the chubby is a fantastic option. But like, that is a lot of things to cook. Like the customizations, like if you want to add bacon, that's just another thing you got to cook. You got to cook the burger, you got to melt the cheese, you got to make the grilled cheese. Like there's a lot more work there in my mind, which, sometimes that is what you need when you're inebriated, but sometimes you just want the simplicity.
The easy answer is start making that food right when you pop that first couple edibles. So by the time you're high, it's all ready to go. But
Yeah, I like the prep work. Yeah.
Yeah.
But great job, Fear. Thank you for joining us on this great episode. And I hope everybody here will have a fun 420.
That's right. And tell us, let me get closer to my mic, and tell us, what is your choice? Whether you're inebriated, high, stoned, drunk, went on a, just got back from a marathon and you need to replenish.
Yeah, you got the runner's high.
Yeah, you get the runner's high. Like whatever brought you to the munchies. What's your choice? We want to know. Hit us up in the comments, facebook.com/BeHeroMedia, instagram.com/BeHeroMedia.
Yeah. And you can also get us up on Twitter at Be Hero Fights or Be Hero Media, and everything that is Be Hero Media on BeHeroMedia.com, including all of our recent reviews, such as Godzilla vs. Kong and the Snyder version of Justice League.
Yep, Zack Snyder's Justice League.
But I'm going to do one special thing. I have a special gift for anyone that puts comments in here. The best comment will get a special gift from us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead and comment on here on any of the social medias about this episode, and the best one will get a special gift.
That's right.
So, all right. Again, find Fear. You can find everything that you can find about Fear and where to find him in the comments below and in the show notes. So reach out, listen to his stuff. It's fantastic. They're hilarious. It was definitely fun to have you on tonight, Fear.
Yeah, man, that was great. I'd come back anytime, boys.
For sure. We definitely want to have you back.
Yeah.
I mean, we could sit here and talk like for the next whole episode about nothing but poutine, I think. So, but right on, guys. Well, with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and end this episode. So we'll catch you guys next week for something very special. But we end this every week the same way. So, guys, as always,
Fight on.
that's right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Catch you next week.